So, Andy, I told you that the title of the show was Here Comes the Boom. What do you think is going to cause the boom?
Rivals? Essence?
Probably not.
A crypto boom.
We already did that.
NFT craze. People start buying JPEGs like crazy and we get tons of people.
Did that already.
Copa America?
Welcome to the SorareAndrews show, where we talk fantasy football, but you never know. We'll start with the game, but we'll soon go astray on topic discussions fast replay. We'll analyze the teams, the formation and goals, but in no time we'll dive proceed to other roles, talking about our favorite foods and the shows we've seen, our opinions aloud, and our voices on me. It's the SorareAndrews show. Anything goes, from fantasy football to rock and roll. We may start with the pitch, but it's just a small part. We'll venture off topic, let the conversation spark. It's the SorareAndrews show.
Hello and welcome to the SorareAndrews show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho and Sorare, joined as always by Andy Black. Black on Sorare. Talk about the European equivalent of Copa America, right?
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I have no idea what it means. Maybe it's because Copa hasn't started yet, but it seems like there's a significant like little brother feeling of Copa America versus the Euros in Sorare, and I'm not here for it. That's all.
Yeah, you're not like a big Copa guy, or do you prefer Copa over Euros?
So it's one of those things that like I kind of prefer Euros, but I kind of want to be cool, and I think the cool people like Copa.
Yeah, I think Copa, just for us like that play MLS, there's a lot more guys I feel like that are playing from MLS and Copa versus MLS and playing in the Euros. I mean, like Gazdag, he doesn't start wherever he's at, does he?
No.
Yeah, but like we've got goalies starting in Copa. We've got lots of options.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Thanks everyone for coming in. Halogen, Sorare, J-Lau, and Fripp on the podium. Way to be, everyone. Brendan is in, back again. Hope my River team does well tonight. Fingers crossed. River, it's like a fake River team. No Armani, no Paulo Diaz. Is it even a River team? So Legendary is Essence caused a boom. When So Legendary comes back because of Essence, then we will say yes. Dream Oblivion, the most important question is, are we back? Were we ever gone, Andy?
Of course not.
No.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Don't be silly.
Mike Basson at least have pinpointed the time that the game is dead when Watto stops changing strategy on a monthly basis. Does he even take that long? I feel like it's every game week. He's like, I'm going to rock limiteds this week. And then the next week he's like, hey, who's got a J-League unique goalkeeper that I could have?
I don't talk to Tony very often, but I'll be like scrolling through Twitter every once in a while, and I'll just see like a random post from him. It's like, hey, looking for Scottish uniques. Hey, I'm trying to sell these Scottish uniques. Hey, I'm trying to buy some elite super rares, but it's always like just like very inverse things, like in opposite directions of each other.
Do you think he's having fun?
Oh, surely, right?
It seems he's having a blast. But I don't know.
He's either having a blast or he's either having a blast or he's having the worst time of his life. It's like one of the extremes.
But I feel like if you're having the worst time of your life, you just leave. You just walk away.
Yeah, I don't know.
As soon as he has 0 cards, then we'll know. But like he can't. I don't know. Anyway, Surface, what's up? Stefan, Nixon, Braden. That's right, Mike Basson. Everyone hit the like button, please. Stadenko, that's how I was going to read it. Yeah, Hilo thought we were rugged, or thought we were rugging everybody else, but heavens no. Henry, what's up? Major NFT. Screwed for this week with no goalkeepers. So now that Harry is a U.S. men's national team, bro, do we invite Wales to Copa?
Since when is Harry a U.S. men's national team guy.
from like last night.
Oh,
He lives here
didn't know
now.
this.
So yeah, he's in.
Okay.
Mike Basson said, if it's a fake river, does that mean it's stream plate? Copa
I don't
is
think
for
a
the
stream
kids.
is a fake river.
It's a small one, right? Yeah, I guess.
Like impersonating a river.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a technical difference between a river and a stream. Well, if you had to guess right now, put on the spot, what's the difference?
I think, like, I would think that it was based on size, but that doesn't seem like enough. And so I want to say that a stream doesn't connect two bodies of water. Although I don't know how. Yeah, but I think a river does.
It has to be something like I'm thinking it's depth, or because you never hear of like a deep stream.
I guess.
Are you Googling this?
I was actually asking ChatGPT, what is the difference between a stream and a river? Like, what have I started? Okay. A stream and a river are both flowing bodies of water, but they differ mainly in size and sometimes in the significance of their roles in a watershed or drainage system. Here are the key differences. Size. A stream is generally smaller than a river. Streams can be shallow and narrow, and they may flow more slowly than rivers. A river is larger, deeper, and wider. Rivers are often the major channels that collect water from tributaries, including streams. Flow volume. This is, oh my God, there are a lot of steps.
Okay, so here's my
we don't have to
problem
go through
with
it, but basically
here's my problem. What threshold, that's a Sorare term. Does one become the other? It's like, oh, well, now it's big enough. Or enough water flows through it.
I don't know. Yeah, like, when do streams grow up to be rivers?
Yeah. We need like a scientist that actually knows the definitive threshold between the two.
Yeah.
Anybody in chat?
Yes.
Any fake would that be a geologist?
It was reminding me of literally my favorite episode of Seinfeld ever. Like, is anyone a marine biologist? Anyway.
It's a great episode.
I'll read the summary. In summary, while streams and rivers are integral parts of the hydrological cycle, it's a tough one. Rivers are larger and more significant in terms of their flow, size, and ecological and human impact. I mean, that's literally, they're larger. Streams are smaller and often serve as tributaries that feed into rivers, which, Ryan here, a stream leads into a river, right? I guess so.
What if a stream leads into another stream? What is it? We're getting into,
I was
like,
told you should
creeks.
never cross streams.
It's true.
I heard that somewhere.
It's true.
Anyway, where were we? A boom. Yeah.
A boom.
A boom.
How do you transition from streams to boom? Like this is like, as a pro in the podcast game, you do this every single day. I would consider you a pro.
Okay.
How do you make that transition from talking about streams to Sorare?
Do you think I stream so much that I should just call them rivers?
Ooh.
A live river on YouTube?
I don't know if you're big enough yet.
I mean, I'm probably not. Yeah. I know I'm not. Nixon said, as a stream scientist, let's go. The width at the widest point has to be a maximum of 5 meters, 16.4 feet.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see some credentials. I don't know if I'm just going to believe Nixon on this one. Although, yeah. A pike is in a river or a stream, so...
I am in no position to say Dr. Pike here is wrong.
Yeah.
Michael said, I logged in a bit late and got, what if a stream runs into another stream? We're clearly back in booming. We did it, Andy. We got out from the depths.
All I'm going to be thinking about for the next 50 minutes is bodies of water and how they relate to what we're talking about.
I thought I had one, but it doesn't make sense. I'll drop it later when I think it makes sense.
Well,
Anyway,
we'll be talking about ponds, lakes, seas, oceans. Difference
Sure,
between a
sure.
sea and an ocean. You know, we can address that later. We don't need to talk about that now.
No, not yet. So once we get this tidal wave of users coming after the Euros, do you think that we're all just going to be rich, or do we just keep playing and we're just like, oh, our cards are worth more?
I've got a hot take for you, Laird. Man, there's probably a pretty cool term I could have used there that relates, but I think there will never be another boom ever again. You're saying here comes the boom. I'm saying nope, not happening. And I think my thesis,
I don't want to talk to Andy anymore.
my reasoning is mostly like there's a very definitive expected value on all the cards on the platform now. What is the most you can win with those cards?
Yeah.
There's caps. You know what you can win. Like before, it was like very ambiguous. Oh, I can win a Mbappe super rare, but people value that at they don't have a definitive value of what you can win with that Mbappe super rare. So it could be worth millions, right?
Yeah.
And people treated the game that way. And I don't think people treat the game that way anymore. They're like, oh, it's a elite super rare. I can win this much in the super rare in-season game, so the card must be worth this much.
I feel like this is something you've been saying for a while.
Yeah.
And do you think that is a mistake? Not a mistake, but is it bad that we have effectively like a maximum value that a card should be worth because of how much you can win, and that we can calculate it at the beginning of this? I mean, we don't necessarily know how many, if they'll keep the prize pools the same, but basically if you're like, this is the prize pool for champion, first place, if I win this every single game week, that's the most I can win. Is this card worth it? Like, is that bad?
I mean, I don't think it's bad for the user base really. But is it bad for Sorare? Yeah. They will never sell another unique Holland for, 100 ETH or what was it? 160.
I'm pretty sure it was 264.
264 ETH? Seriously?
I'm pretty sure. Let's
I mean, there's just no way that ever happens again, right? Unless
you know how it happens. ETH goes to $12.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I suppose.
$265.1.
Yeah. Like you can't look at that card and be like in the way the game is designed now, you can't look at that card and be like, oh, yeah, I can recoup $683,000 with this card. All I got to do is win the super rare or the unique champion division, 572 times. It's probably thousands of times, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking back of when we did the auction watch for that card and how fun that was.
Yeah.
Surface said boom doesn't have to necessarily mean huge increase in users or prices. A boom technically is a sound. A giant implosion can make a deafening boom.
Yeah. What's a boom? An underwater boom? Like when they would drop the depth charges on ships to try to blow up a submarine. That's got to be like a thing.
It's called an underwater. No, I was going to call it it was called an underwater explosion. Someone said it was a sonic boom, but that's a hydraulic boom, maybe? I don't know.
Sonic boom has to do with sound or like the speed of sound.
Yeah, it's a video game.
Oh.
Colonel Dickweed said, yeah, it's tough to see a boom unless they see increases in buying revenue and start pumping up prize pools. Yeah. Fripp says the underwater one is a moist boom.
God, Fripp always busts that word out, and it disturbs me. It's such a disturbing word.
There are a lot of people who find that word disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, but yeah. Do you think Euros and Copa will lead to a noticeable increase in users?
Probably. One of the reasons is for sure, I think people will abuse the rivals leagues with multi accounts to win some of the prizes that they're giving away.
That's not what I meant. Let me rephrase. We had it was roughly 40,000 unique users.
Yeah.
Meaning individual Sorare managers who entered lineups like 2 months ago, whenever the season was going on.
Sure.
The Euro season. Do you think we see an increase from there?
Yeah, probably. I mean, this is a opportunity for them to and we've seen a little bit of the marketing that they're doing. Mbappe's Instagram, anybody? I think all those little things, those are going to help, and they'll continue to get more users. I don't know if we'll see. I don't think we'll see that number pop by, 20% or something like that. But I think that we'll continue to see more users come to the platform, and there might even be a noticeable pop around the time of the Euros. Although that's right now, we should start seeing that within the next week, right?
Well, I was kind of thinking that I think the idea is that they use the Euros, and I don't think they're really using Copa America for this. So they'll use the Euros to get people interested in Sorare, and then a month later, it's like, hey, domestic leagues are back. Play the Prem. Let's go.
Yeah. The one thing, I will say about the app is it pings the shit out of you. It's like, hey, play Rivals. Hey, do this. Hey, but that's good in a way from a marketing type perspective. You have somebody that you've identified as might be interested in Sorare, might be interested in fantasy sports, might be interested in Rivals. So the ability to kind of keep blasting them and keep, nudging them to play your game is a good thing.
One of the things that I find particularly annoying about those, how do they say it? It's like this matchup is heating up or something like that. And then they use the abbreviations and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Yeah. It's like, hey, the God versus NPR matchup is, and I'm like, what is this? What
a lot of times I won't have my phone on me. Like I'll just be wearing my watch and I'll get the notification. Are you scared? I'm like, what? Give me my phone. What's that coming from? And then I'm like, oh, it's Rivals.
Oh, it's Nika.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to clarify, Dream Oblivion, unique, and then Sirius laughing, saying definitely account numbers will increase. Yeah, I was looking at submitted lineups. I don't care about number of accounts. Aren't we at 10 million users if you count number of accounts?
Yeah.
And I agree with this. This is an interesting point from the Colonel. The global club being mid-season probably hurt from a logistical point of view. But it's true. People are most excited as seasons begin. That's why you have 10 million people playing FPL in August and 13 people playing in May.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. Hilo said Rivals is so different from Pro. It is, but it's also the gateway.
It's a great way to learn the game.
Right. Agreed. Mike said, will Sorare always mean predominantly be made of European and American managers, or can it boom in other areas still? Like our South African viewers we had last week. What do you mean last week? They're still here. All 6 of them. No, I think Africa is the great what's the word I was going to look for? The one that came to mind actually sounded quite offensive. Untapped. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. Fantasy soccer is not huge here in the United States. We have I don't think that market is something that they can they can get access to. I don't think that there's much more to really access, but I'm sure there's other countries where it's, where they just have massive populations that, whether it's Asia or India or, get all the South Koreans on board. Let's go.
Yeah, there's not even that many people in South Korea. Where was I going with that? Oh, so I feel like Sorare's in this weird spot because they obviously have ambition well above a bunch of fantasy football nerds. And so they almost have to convince people that this is like some sort of football game that's like not fantasy, even though it's like definition fantasy. And there's
right.
And then they're like, no, play this game. Just pick these players and then watch. And somebody's like, isn't this kind of like fantasy? And they're like, just play. Just play. Look, Mbappe. Junior Oblivion said Sorare's doing nice things with marketing now. Hope we get a lot of users.
Yeah. Laird, do you know how many Saudi princes there are? Is there there's 8 of them or something? I think if we could get all of the Saudi princes, so would you be upset if Sorare went and tapped into, the sports washing game that's kind of going on and was just like, we're gonna recruit these Saudi princes to buy up more cards than Pile Trader?
I don't think it's healthy for the platform for 8 people to buy everything.
Okay. Then no boom. Boom's not happening.
It has to be a Saudi boom.
I think there's probably potential there, as much as I hate to say it.
Siri said, I'm from Turkey and many people can't use the cash wallet because they don't have a passport, so they can't withdraw their money from the account.
Well,
isn't that
tell
good?
Them they don't need to withdraw.
Yeah. Why would they want to withdraw?
Withdraw? Come on.
Fripp said, the sources tell me the princes are only waiting for Saudi coverage.
What are your sources, Fripp? I
mean, Fripp is a world traveler. I'm sure he has a few in his phone.
That's true. I wonder honestly what country he's even in. Let's play this game. What continent is Fripp on right now? And he's been in Asia for a while.
I was going to say, did he leave Asia?
I don't know.
Was Singapore the last spot that we knew of?
Or Thailand or Vietnam or something.
Oh, he was in Vietnam.
Well, there you go. He's in Denver. Okay.
Fun game. Way to be. Like I said, I thought Fripp was doing the Southeast Asia marketing. That's actually what he does. He rollerblades around Southeast Asia with a Sorare flag, and he's just like...
I think a cape would be better, like a Sorare cape.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make that happen. Is it Brian who's head of growth? Is that who gets the cape getting going? Fripp said he couldn't miss the world's best tournament with 2 leagues and 1 cup. Doesn't he got a month? He
does have a month, but he wanted to get here and make sure he is prepared for it because, possibly that's where the boom's coming from. 2 leagues, 1 cup.
It is a lot of cups to have to worry about, or a lot of leagues to have to worry about for 1 cup.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised Fripp's not an anti-Leagues Cup guy.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of, like the MLS diehards are very Leagues Cup. They're offended by Leagues Cup because it competes with Open Cup.
So I think Fripp is well above that.
Okay.
And so, I think he recognizes that, and he's like, I appreciate you guys who feel that way. And I'm going to be over here just enjoying leagues and cups. Or 1 cup, really. As Hilo said, too. 3 countries, 2 leagues, 1 cup.
Oh, that is true, because I guess Canada counts.
and no real winners. I was
technically, can teams from the Canadian Premier League play in Leagues Cup?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. You were trying to get 3 leagues?
Trying to.
So Chani, who now lives in Dubai, I think is the one who will lead us to the boom. I think that's why he went there.
Do a little marketing in Dubai.
If anyone needs a Sorare cape, it's Chani. I think that's
I
why
don't
he
know
went
much
there.
about. I don't know much about Dubai. Is that
I just know there are a lot of rich people there.
really?
Yeah. I have no idea how they feel about JPEGs, but
is it a lot of rich foreigners, like Europeans and stuff that end up there?
I cannot say I'm an expert in that. Siri said, will Sorare start minting new season cards after Mbappe signs with Real Madrid? I assume it's not before, meaning before he signs. Fripp said, I love the Open Cup, but MLS playing versus a higher level is great. I think lots of League MX diehards are upset about the format, everything played in the USA. Oh, that's what I was going to bring up. So, Andy, you are a challenger boy.
I guess.
How do you feel?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. How do you feel that a big league in Challenger will not be eligible in Challenger for when the European leagues start?
Wait, start again.
We'll do. So when the Eredivisie starts back up again, and Jupiler,
right?
But I was thinking of your PSV stack that you have. How do you feel that those cards do not have to compete against MLS cards at the launch because MLS cards will be ineligible for Challenger?
Yeah, I get it's really weird to me during even Copa and Euros and stuff where these cards they show up as playable in these competitions, but you have to know not you can't play them. Because I've got Pedro Gallese, who I think Orlando plays this weekend. Orlando plays this weekend, but he's on duty, and I think probably Peru plays or something. But it's always weird to me.
Gigantic favorites.
Yeah, it's always weird to me though to see those guys and they're available to play in Challenger, and I have to know not to select him. Say 2 games on it or whatever. No, but in short, it probably should be that way. It's just annoying to me that the UI doesn't correct that.
Does it not?
I don't think so. And maybe technically it shouldn't because he does have a Orlando game that's not being played technically.
Wait, you can put Gallese in Challenger
and probably get a DMP, I'm sure.
I don't. Not that I don't believe you, but I definitely don't believe you. My God, there he is. I don't think.
So fire him up, man. No, and I mean it's whatever. It's just annoying to me to see that first of all, but going back to PSV, none of those guys are going to be there anyways. So I'm sure they're all moving on to other teams, You
got your Birdman stack ready?
Low end Serie A teams, but I don't know. I think more than anything, what annoys me is just that the UI doesn't point that out.
Yeah, that's fair. Even show them as a double game week or something weird like that.
Yeah. And Mike said if it wasn't Copa, though, a good chance Gallese makes both games. Gets on that airplane.
Was that from Qatar?
It was somewhere far.
I was pretty sure it was Qatar. Yeah. So it doesn't bother you that the cards, it feels like we're going to, I feel really bad because it feels like I'm not #trusting the team, but Leagues Cup, I feel like we're going to lose reasonable. Like, we're not going to lose utility, but they're going to be like, hey, Leagues Cup Special Weekly, 9 tier 5s are available. And you're like, oh.
Well, I don't know why the rewards would be that bad, but if they had a Leagues Cup Special Weekly for every game week that Leagues Cup is running, I think that's perfect solution. That's what they should do. Like, what would be weird? I think what would be weirder, Laird, is if you had Leagues Cup running, and for some reason you could use your MLS guys in Challenger, but your MX guys had to be used in Contender, even though those players are playing against each other.
But that's what we used to have. Like,
I know, and it's weird. Like, I don't like that. Like,
okay.
when Europa Conference League is running and you have an EPL team that's playing in Europa Conference League, it should have always been just a Europa Conference League weekly, and not you can use your West Ham guys in the Champion Europe, but you have to use your whoever else in Challenger. I like the setup for those things better, I think.
Yeah. I mean, but they had the same issue with what did they call it? Continental Nights. Because it was like, oh yeah, do you want West Ham against that team from wherever?
Yeah.
Some offensive country small country, some stream of a country that I can't think of. And then you were like, oh yeah, or you could have your Bayern Arsenal players playing each other.
Yeah. Well, I think the bigger issue there was like there was Copa Libertadores, like massive favorites in some of those.
Mike Baston, yes, I believe it was a World Cup playoff against Australia, but I believe it was in Qatar. And then he flew back.
He landed right before the game and just slid right into the starting lineup.
Yeah. Yep.
Never doubt him.
I mean, he's a goalie.
Unless you need a clean sheet.
Yeah. Didn't you just get one?
He did. Yeah.
He did, right? Yeah. Heaven forbid he gets one for Orlando, but
right.
So yeah, I think we're gonna see a noticeable difference in the number of users like come August and September.
And what's your thesis for this? Just that they're going to market around Euros?
Yeah, I think Euros is like the perfect time to like push the game, get people to play. It's a great competition for a game like Rivals. And yeah, people are like, oh, that was fun. Let me keep going. And they're like, hey, we got these yellow cards. And then,
I'm going to the beach here in a couple weeks, and my family's going to be sitting around, at the beach, get done with the beach, come back to our condo, and we're going to be watching lots of international soccer. Like, that's always on the docket. Like, we were down in Florida for the World Cup 4 years ago or whatever. And that's what we did was like, there was time for the beach, and then we would go back whenever there was a good game on. We'd watch it, go back to the beach. It was like perfect. Get your little break from the beach. So we're going to be doing that, but I already sent my 2 brother-in-laws Rivals invites, and I was like, hey, join my league. We're going to be playing this here in about 10 days. We're going to be at the beach playing this. They both joined my league, so we're good.
Have you gotten your shirts made up with your QR code? So you just walk around the beach and then people are like, what's that? And you're like, oh, Rivals. No.
No. I'm not really a shirt on guy at the beach. I mean,
sun's out, guns out. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be very white. I might blind some people, but got to get tan somehow, Laird.
Yeah. What about like a temporary tattoo right on the back? Whole back though.
I don't have any tattoos, and I don't think a Rivals QR code would be my first tattoo.
Temporary.
Oh, temporary tattoo. Hey, if you're going to do it, do it.
Could you imagine getting a Rivals QR code tattoo?
And then people scan it, and they're like, oh, this QR code's no longer valid.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, it says my referee is John Nellis. Is that right? And you're like, what the?
Yeah.
Anyway. You consider you could just get a sticker on your back. Ooh, I like this. Surface. Is Rivals the perfect self-contained vehicle to introduce the women's game without having to worry about other balance issues discussed previously?
why would there be balance issues? Because they're getting rid of All-Star.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of cap modes. I assume they would just do champion women's division league thing. And then we'd be golden, right?
Would you buy like women?
Yes.
Me too.
Me too. That's the word you went, or that's the phrase you went with. If we keep going with this conversation, might get me too'd.
Right? Yeah, no. I would love it. I would definitely play.
What leagues though? What like would they European leagues in NWSL? Should they do them all? Should they do some of them?
They're only like, I think there were 4 or 5 big ones. Like NWSL. Is it WSL? Women's Super League? I think that's what they called it. Whatever. I assume it's Ligue 1 or whatever they have in France that Lyon just dominate. Or actually, PSG's been pretty good. The Barca ones. Like, it'd be fun.
They need to get the Liga MX women's league so that I can buy a Santos Laguna women's stack. They conceded like 500 goals last season. We love joking about the Santos Laguna women's team because their Twitter account always tweets about them, and it's like, oh, we lost 12-0 to Monterey today. And like every game is like that. They get blown out every game.
Really?
I think they won. They did win a game. Maybe 2.
Does Flash Score have them? Here we go. Oh, it's not that bad. 6-0, 4-0, 3-2.
It's not that bad. You just negative 10 goal differential in 3 games.
They actually didn't win a single game.
Okay, that sounds right.
Oh wait, no, take it back. They beat Necaxa 3-2. Monterey was 6-0, and Monterey was down a woman.
Careful there.
I got it. I would definitely like that is a very clear path for me being much more interested in women's football.
Yeah.
Like I would happily give up having to research the J League and K League and a lot of other European leagues, to be honest.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
What about what Sam said? Does it need to be self-contained, or is it fine now with the way that we've got the game busted up?
Yeah, like it's like the game itself is self-contained at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you want to buy cards, right? So what are we gonna just play Rivals and never buy the cards?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like Rivals really doesn't have any. I mean, maybe that's the gateway. Brayden said they went to an NWSL game the other day at Wrigley. That's pretty cool.
I think I saw a tweet about that. It was the most attended game at most attended soccer game at Wrigley Field ever, or something like that.
How many have they had?
I don't know. Maybe it was the first one. I don't know. It looked weird seeing a baseball diamond at Wrigley Field and people running around playing soccer on it.
I bet. So Hilo said it feels like making the prize pools for the women would be quite interesting money wise. Like the amount of money people put into the game will fully be dependent on what the prize pools are.
Yeah.
Same as the men's. Like it's not any different than that. So if they had huge prizes, like people are going to spend a lot of money to win those prizes.
Did you think we were going to talk about women's soccer today? Yeah.
I didn't.
I think the fun thing is like the U.S. women's team is like collecting their players. Like they have this new 16-year-old that just scored a goal in
they're super
last
young
week
now.
or something, Johannes or something.
Yeah.
I think that that part of that is like I think a lot of that is like just collecting like the U.S. players. I think would be fun for me.
Yeah, like I feel like I don't want to say a lot of people, like the people I know that are not that much into even like football regularly, but like may know who the women's national team players are. Like they don't know who they play for domestically. Like
right.
No chance.
And I don't either. Like, and I follow the game pretty closely, but
Mhm.
I couldn't tell you who. I don't know.
Lindsey Horan, who's she play for?
I think it's somewhere in the Northeast. I think it's like New York something. But like,
She
am I
plays in France.
okay? Yeah. See, I mean,
Actually, I say that. Does she still play in France? I'm going to feel really bad. Yeah, she does. All right. She plays for
I also
Lyon.
feel like I also feel like the women jump around a lot. Like Alex Morgan, I feel like was on like 6 different teams over like the last few years.
Somebody mentioned that earlier, and they were like, where was it? Oh, yeah. Mike, good luck with the collections when the women transfer every other year.
Yeah.
But then it's like, a lot of men do that too. Like, I don't know if I
Right.
mean, whatever. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Thank you, Nixon. Technically, France is northeast of where I'm located.
Touche.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Nixon's my man. I love Nixon.
Yeah.
What a guy. What a
Extreme
guy.
scientist. And now he's some sort of geography major too. Yeah. I believe Nixon's in France too, giving you that out.
We're buddies now. If you need a deal on a card, Nixon, just come knocking.
Andy, is women's football going to make us boom? Could that be? Like,
I'm going to definitively say no on that.
Market. It's over. We can't go any bigger.
There's no way. I think there's a lot of fans, and I think that, you know, anywhere that you can pull people in and bring them at part of our world, that's great, and we should. And I'm all about like inclusiveness, and why not? At this point, really, realistically, why not have women's soccer on the platform?
I think you really, and I guess Surface started it, but I think you nailed it, that the game is separated enough. And frankly, it allows them to do like, hey, special weekly, everyone's in. Let's go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Literally, this week is All-Star special weekly. Bring anybody you want in.
Yeah. I wonder how much of the value of women's cards would, like, if they introduced and they were like, we have their own competition. This sounds very discriminatory, but like we have, you know, champion, challenger, contender, whatever they would call the women's division. But like, I wonder if, and it's not something that you're like easily quantifying, but like how much of the value of those cards includes like this possibility that we have, that they like combine them at some point. And it kind of reminds me, Pap always used to say that before they got the Prem, every card on the platform was like slightly more valuable because they didn't have the Prem, because the idea was when the Prem came in, as long as you were before the Prem, you were early, and then everybody, they got the Prem, we all be rich, which, just missed that one. But I wondered, that's a great idea. And yet that might be my whole summer thing now, trying to convince Sorare to get a license for women's football.
I wouldn't be shocked if they like already had it in their back pocket or already could just like pull the trigger on it. Because I mean, we were at a stage, 2 years ago, where Sorare was like on the verge, threatening women's soccer on the platform, and people were fucking flipping.
Oh my God, they were
out.
So angry.
Everyone was losing their goddamn mind. And I think that the worry was that we were just going to slug them all in, and it was just like Mbappe don't matter anymore because there's that chick that plays in Spain that scores 6,000 goals. I think
Alexis,
plays like Barcelona or something. Yeah,
Alexis.
It's just like, and it's like at this point, the game is built for it now. Let's bring it in.
I'm in, man.
You'll be the first to do it. I don't think there's any other games doing it. Let the leagues market the hell out of it. You know, I'm sure NWSL and some of these other leagues are looking for engagement from things like this. They would eat it up on like their social media stuff.
So I remember when DraftKings did the Women's World Cup, and people who knew absolutely nothing about and never followed, and frankly, they still don't. So maybe it's just a swing and a miss in that respect. But the number of people who were like really into it and really got into it was huge. And it was kind of like, yeah, why now that we have these segregated competitions on Sorare, like I agree, it's the perfect time to do it.
All right.
It's amazing how many things we solve on this show.
I would love to hear from anyone in chat that's like vehemently against women's soccer at this point on the platform, and like what the reasoning would be. Oh, I guess
Sean is saying that Ultimate Champions has women. What do they like? Do they have leagues, or is like
it's like the Nordic league or something, like the Romanian third division
football? Is there like I might have an account here. Is it in the white paper?
Oh, I assume that like you could just buy them now, right?
I don't know. I'm not on Ultimate Champ. Does anyone else on or Boston Sean, if you'd like to tell us? I opened an account once.
Other examples like Top Shot did WNBA stuff. I don't know how well it did. Probably, I would assume not great, not amazing. But
it's Top Shot.
We got to remember this is all tied to a fantasy game where I think a lot of people don't really care about the picture on the card, who it is. They just want to try to win the fantasy game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sean, for instance, he's going to compete and he's going to try to build the best lineups because it's another place on the platform that he can win money.
Surely.
So he's going to compete there. And I think a lot of people that are on the platform would feel the same way to be like, oh, another division I can play. Yeah, I want to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Boston Sean said, not sure. I don't really play UC. Just noticed Nepenthes had women in one of his teams. I bet that was FIFA, not Ultimate Champions. So Legendary said, first I've heard of it. And I believe So Legendary is a big Ultimate Champions player. Yeah, Haber mentioned that when he was on a few weeks ago, that when they introduced women into FIFA, people just lost their fucking minds.
Yeah. And I think like on FIFA too, they're like literally slugged in there, and some of the women are better than the men.
Yeah.
In certain roles. And, you know, I'm not a FIFA guy, but I think that there is a lot of spots where the best female player is better than men in a certain position.
And everyone just kept on playing.
Right. Yeah. How's FIFA doing? Or I guess it's EAFC.
That's right. FC 24. Man, I'm all in on this now.
Yeah.
Olympics.
So are you gonna start the morning tweet that
the Gator
tweeted?
guy?
Yeah, the Gator guy tweet every morning.
Day one of demanding the button. Oh, excuse me, women's football and
Major NFT said his daughter would play, so another multi-account for Major NFT. Congratulations.
He's laying the framework now.
Do you think people will be like that too? They'll be like, well, I don't play women's, but my wife does, and like they're just so that they can be like, well, I don't do it, but my wife plays.
I just did it because Server said it might mess with weekly plans still if there's some really unbalanced players. Also bring All-Star back. I mean, I think it's fine. Ricomon said, not sure EAFC is a good example. Streamers wanted to boycott not long ago. All I saw was the streamers talking about people telling them to boycott. And what I didn't see was anyone actually boycotting.
Yeah. Also, it's still completely different discussion unless we're legit talking about putting women's players into champion challenger men competitions, which we're not suggesting at all. Not suggesting that.
I believe we absolutely suggested at least a special weekly, though.
Yes. Make sure Barcelona is like away to the hardest team in the league, though.
Just do it like during Champions League matches.
Right.
because those generally are tougher. Hilo said, generally don't think there's enough appetite for a women's game. Do you think there was enough appetite for the Croatian league? Think that stopped them?
I don't think there needs to be appetite. It's another place people can go play. Legit, they could be aliens on the cards, and people would buy them to compete. They could be birds playing soccer. How about that? People would compete. And I think the other cool thing is, since it's like totally it's a new thing. It's basically it's a new start of the platform. Like the women's division is its own whole thing, where you can't. There's nobody coming in and they're already a whale on that side. We're starting it completely fresh. There's zero supply of everything, and it's a new game. People are coming in and they're coming in hard for it, I think.
Man, that's like, I didn't even think of it that way. And now I'm even more excited.
Yeah, it's like it would be like a reset button for the whole platform, except for your, starting with women's soccer.
I guess it kind of reminds me of like NBA and MLB, because that's what they did there. And I remember when those launched, I was fucking into it. So let's go.
Right.
Hyla said, do you make the prize pools first and assume you can make enough money, or do you sell cards and then make pools based off of that? Who's buying the cards if you don't know what to make? Someone, if there's one thing I've learned on Sorare, someone will buy the cards.
Yeah. If I think you announce the prize pools, and I think that would probably be pretty easy for them to do, is just be a little aggressive with it. They're going to make money.
Ricomon said, I bet Pranksy would just buy all the uniques.
Maybe.
That would be really interesting to watch. Like, to see truly how much those cards go for, knowing that you'd be the only one competing, but also having no idea what the future prize pools are.
Yeah.
This might be the best idea we've ever come up with, Andy.
To be fair, I don't think it's really our idea.
The best idea we've come up with.
I just remember filling out the survey way back in the day, and people were not happy that survey was even sent out. People were offended.
They were really, really angry that Sorare even considered it, and it was like, yeah.
So now Sorare needs to finally utilize their Serena Williams partnership. She's like part owner, I think, of Angel City FC.
Yeah.
Now is the time to pull the trigger on that partnership with her. What is she? She's not a partner. She's a
ambassador.
Ambassador. Use that ambassador. Bring on women's soccer. We're ready.
Yeah. So legendary. So that's why they left.
But you'll be back now because of it. Come on back.
So Sorahan said women's football is horrendous to watch. I don't even watch men's football.
Don't watch it. Yeah. Buy their cards. They're prettier to look at than the men's cards.
Who cares?
Buy their cards.
Watching?
Don't watch the games. Win all the rewards. Use your reward money to buy men's cards.
It's a very simple game.
Yeah. Sorare is easy.
I wonder how many leagues there actually that would be reasonable to add. Like, I'm not.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can just. I don't know if. I wonder if the rights for something like this would be so cheap where they could just buy them all right now. Just like there can't be competition for those licenses,
right?
Yeah.
Or
Nico takes a pay cut for the summer and buys all these licenses.
I mean, they're just giving up equity in the company anyway for a lot of these licenses. Just like, I don't.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
It feels like a win-win to me. Mike said U.S., England, Spain, France, and Germany. Those are the ones that we need to cover. I
Yep.
wonder, do you assume that those 5 leagues provide enough professionals, or excuse me, enough like international players, like if they wanted to cover the Olympics or the World Cup?
I would assume so.
Yeah. So Legendary
said, yeah, that's a good question. Is do they?
I don't think that's an issue, actually.
No.
I'm almost certain it's not an issue, at least for those 5 leagues. And if it's not Opta, then StatsBomb does them, I think.
Yeah, but another nice thing is if they had to use like StatsBomb instead of Opta, it's totally separate like it's totally
Right.
separate. It'd be like basically like MLB. We're using whatever data provider for MLB. It's, I guess, no, you wouldn't be able to do the competitions, the special weeklies that merge them if you were using different data providers.
We do it right now.
What, with Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it probably isn't ideal, but
I'm just saying we do it. So
Yeah.
it's not, we're not setting any precedents here. The precedent has been set.
fair.
Yeah.
Boston Sean wants the Saudi Women's League. Hey, that if there's anything to bring the princes on board, it's the Saudi Women's League.
I'm not touching that one.
Not touching that milk rain.
Yeah, there are a lot of comments here that we're not going to touch here. I think people think that the things that happen in women's football don't happen in men's football.
What do you mean?
Well, I see this comment from Sorahan. I wonder how many big chances missed, error leads to goal we'll see in each game. It's like that happens in the men's game all the time.
Yeah.
Literally watch Matt Miazga pass directly back into his goal the other day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that I was talking to Deke and someone else in one of our Discords, and I was talking about how fun it would be if you could bet in Rivals on like a game that you're watching and be like, what's the over under for Holland big chances missed in this game, and then like be able to win so coins on that. But that's kind of the fun thing about the Opta statistics that we have. A lot of them aren't really things that you see in sports books, like duels won and get a double. Like those would be fun things to gamble on, and we don't have access to that. I think like that's another area where Sorare could like get that like engagement on like a in the moment, because Sorare is a weird game to like. It's so long, right? But if there were more little micro things that you could do in the game, like just randomly watching a game and I want a little action, I could pop something into the Rivals app. I get it, it's gambling and we're not gambling, but let us gamble.
Just let us gamble. Yeah, I don't know if it seems like we're, at least in the States, we're getting closer to having those things be doable, like underdog, like basically those like fake sports books that claim that they're fantasy sports, that will do props on stuff like that, but not to the Sorare extent.
I get so frustrated with our legislators. Like I was saying the other day, literally, I can go to the gas station that's like a half a mile from my house, and I'll see people pulling on a slot machine and gambling in a freaking gas station, man. In a gas station, they're playing slots, but I can't bet $5 on St. Louis City to win this weekend. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Gas station slot machines. That's the dirtiest sounding thing.
That is
total
wild.
degen behavior, like sneaking out from your wife. Hey, I got to run to the gas station for a little bit. I'll be back.
I actually always thought that the Las Vegas airport slot machines were pretty degen, but that is awful, actually.
Yeah. And then you like come back with a pack of gum. Well, I was just getting gum, I swear.
Yeah. So do you think that's what Sorare needs to do?
Let's just get women's soccer. Let's
Sponsor
just
slot
get-
machines and gas stations. Is that what?
Ooh, what if you could make a Sorare? You make your Sorare lineups in a gas station
In a gas station?
kiosk.
Ding, 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 ding. We went from one very good idea to just, I don't know where we are now.
I take it all back. Just give us women's soccer. That's all we
yeah.
want, or football, whatever you want to call
Whatever
it.
we need to call it to get it. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get it. Yeah. That's the river idea. The slot machine is more of a stream.
Yeah, a pond, if you will.
Yeah. Puddle. Can you get smaller than a puddle? Or is it just like a drop? Is it just some water at that point?
Man,
You build some water.
that's deep. That's deep. Or not deep at all.
Or not. It's quite shallow, actually. Oh, man. I got nothing else. You?
Major NFT said that Brazil Women's League 2. I don't think that you can. You probably want to. They probably would have to start with just one league, and then add another. Like get some momentum somehow. I don't know that you're gonna just add all the leagues at once. If they can, great, do it. But
I was gonna say one seems really tough, but they literally are going to have 3 single league competitions next year in 2 months. So maybe I'm
right. Hey, if they added one league, do you think they should expand rares to 1,000 and limiteds to 5,000?
No, I don't. Ooh, Matthew, amazing where this conversational river has taken us.
Yeah.
Love it. No, I think they should do like NWSL, WSL, which is in England. I assume whatever Ligue 1 is, because like those, they have great teams there. I think La Liga is pretty top heavy, but like so is the Eredivisie in men's. So I'm not.
Surely Real Madrid and Barcelona just have 2 great teams, and then it's everybody else. Maybe Atletico or something.
Is it Madrid? Let me see. Oh, it is. Barcelona. So this is the last season. Barcelona finished at 85 points.
How many games did they play? Like, how many losses did they have?
So I'll get to that. So Barcelona won the league with 85 points in 29 matches. Madrid were second at 70 points. Atletico Madrid at 58. Basically looks like the men's league.
So they dropped. They dropped five points. No,
they dropped
less
more.
than that. Yeah. Wow.
They 128, drew 1, and they had a goal differential of 124. They scored 134 goals and conceded 10. So maybe we don't need the whole league.
Yeah, that's wild.
And Ricoman is right. Yeah, Barcelona also won the Champions League. Bring them on.
Yeah, I mean, from Sorare's perspective, they would want that because, people are gonna pay a lot of money for those cards.
Yeah, why not? Major NFT said it's a great idea. I think we just end there.
Surface said might need to be adjusted. Tactics might need to be adjusted for NWSL. It looks like average goals scored is pretty low. I don't know why that matters. It's a self-contained game, right?
Meaning versus Barcelona, or?
Well, I think he's talking about NWSL. But like, why does goals scored matter for?
I don't play this game for
at all.
goals. We're AA guys. Come on.
Yeah. And I mean, goals has nothing to do with tactics, anyways, right?
I'm guessing he meant maybe like the scoring matrix. I don't know.
Well, maybe they just need to score more goals. Get better teams, score more goals, play Sorare better.
Or the NWSL is the perfect league for it because it's not overly, it's not very unbalanced.
Yeah. That's a good perspective too. It's like that would be a good place to start. But then, you bring that league in, you bring another league in, and then you add Spain, and it's just like, oh, now nothing else matters.
Yeah.
They would have to be careful with Spain because Spain would break that game.
That's a breaker, yeah. But it's also cards that people would want.
Right.
Like if you were really into women's soccer, like you would want cards from Barcelona, regardless of the game.
Right.
I assume.
Yeah, it's that balance of like the game's no longer fun anymore because you can only play with these cards.
Right.
These cards are really expensive and Sorare's making a lot of money, but game's not fun. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's a
what
definitely
the
a fine
solution is,
line.
Andy? Cap modes.
I thought you were going to say Champion Europe.
Oh, no.
Cap mode's probably too, but then a cap mode you wouldn't be able to play a Spain player in any cap mode format ever.
Oh, too bad.
You need cap through 330.
Well, I mean, we could come up with new numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's really interesting. If they had rivals for it, I would play. No, I wouldn't. If they had like a competition and somebody tricked me into playing, I would play. How about that?
Fair enough.
I would buy cards though. I'd be more likely to buy cards than play rivals. But then I would use those cards in rivals. Yeah.
Matt with the last woman tackle.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. LWT, let's go.
Trying to think if there's any other terms we'd need to.
I don't know. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Speaking of that's it, that's all we got. Thank you to everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Thank you also to everybody in the chat for keeping the conversation mostly respectable here in this phenomenal conversation that we had and this great idea that's going to lead to the next boom on Sorare. I think that's it, Andy. I think that's the key. It's opening up a way different market and we're going to be rich. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Good luck in the Euros. Go Copa.